Trubor nakaslem Jong Nongsan Hima.
Ka College of Teacher Education ne PGT kum kadak ban snow thu ya ka Jingeh Jong Nonghikai kalapen long ya ka Ïatai ba arsingi ka ban sapen kut ha ka arpon riu tare uleber ar hajar arpau ar. Ya ka ne ka Ïatai la ple pat ba do Vice Chancellor ka USDM u Professor GD Sharma ha ka don langka Dr. Miss V Kharmau Plang Principal CTE PGT Shillong Dr. Ani Jerwa Convener Bat Kiwe Hakani ka Ïatai lawan bane shimanta da ki principal Jong ki college bapher ki badan haka jilla.
86 which was the base for bringing changes, again the change in 2015 under the chairmanship of Mr. Subramaniam, the work started. After his death, Professor Kasturi Ranjan, under his chairmanship, the NEP 2020 draft was submitted and approved in July 2020. But what is the special features of this? That in the whole world, this is the only policy prepared by more than 2.5 lakhs participants for the first time in the history of not only of India, but in the world. From every corner, from colleges, from the village headmen, from abroad, from the universities, their views were taken. And that is how this policy has been made. This policy is not to implement immediately in toto. It has to go up to 2050 in phased manner. And it is a policy of open end where time to time, when new things come, can be incorporated. What is the basic things of this policy? First thing is pre-school to the higher education level. This is the policy which is taking care, because the child mind development, this is scientifically proved, is the early stage where most of the things take development. But in our present system, we are having pressure on the child when he is 3 years old. He is not learning in his or her mother language. So what happens? The knowledge gained by their grandparents is not transmitted to the children, because there is a language gap came into. So what happened then after this? Many private colleges, many private universities came. So to overcome the quality, Ram Murthy's commission in 1992, they recommended that there should be some quality regulator in India. That is how NAAC came, National Assessment and Accreditation Council. So nearly 34 years have passed, and education, delivery, development, content have undergone tremendous change. As Professor Sidki and Professor Bhushan said, that many of those things which were proposed in those earlier policies could not be implemented, because the change is taking so fast. After 2 years, information is getting doubled. How to remember the things, how to have the access to those informations is a great challenge. So technology has to come. Technology was coming, and that is the reason the exodus of Indian students was taking place to foreign countries. More than 10 lakh students every year go to foreign countries. The country is spending nearly 28 billions. If this 28 billion comes to India, you can imagine what will be the condition of our education system. During the period, the middle of medieval, things changed, particularly after 1835, when Macaulay gave the statement, presented the report in the Parliament of the England that I have travelled from north to south, east to west, and I have not found a single beggar in India. They have so high esteem about their culture, about their traditions, about their knowledge which they are applying, and about their co-balance with nature. They are not destructive, but they are very constructive. At that time, the science was so much on peak, particularly the medical science. The oldest physiological book, 6th century, written by Charak Samhita, available in the world, translated by Max Muller, has the proof that how the education was having balance with nature, having the different kind of approach towards humanity, where physical, mental and intellectual development was the main cause.
And also students coming from different parts of the country, which first time I came to know yours is a national character, having people, students coming from what you do will go a long way all over the country. That's a very important thing. So this challenge is very strong. When you say outcome-based learning, there will be several aspects, not only within the teacher education, but in general school system, even higher education system, and when you call a multidisciplinary, so the major challenges for the teacher education program in the country. And it is again thought of a multidisciplinary oriented, it is also thought of integrated process. So there is a challenge of even deliberating, discussing how do we go about it, and that major challenge is there. Along with this major challenge is that when you are trying to compete internationally on various dimensions, globally you want to prepare yourself where you can educate people and they can be globally important. Then you have to link what is going on at the national and international development, particularly on technology area. Because technology gets built in. Now we have done the online education, but now it gets built into the process of teaching and learning and evaluation and even management. So AI-based kind of thing, or what is going to happen in a fourth industrial revolution kind of thing, that will also be a challenge coming to you. All these aspects are possible when you sit together, discuss, oriented. I'm glad that she has organized in a manner. There will be panel discussion, there will be symposium, and then some kind of a report or some kind of recommendations will emerge after the deliberation in this process. So I'm very happy to be here, and particularly at this hour when you are not only your Northeast, in fact almost all parts of the country are facing the major challenge of implementing. This is very out of the box policy in 2020. Not only one area but all areas, school areas, education you take it, higher education you take it, science and technology areas. There's all areas and out of box thinking which has gone into the policy. But implementation challenges are much more than the thinking, first level thinking. First level thinking has gone, document has been prepared, and some of the things are being implemented immediately on certain ways. But actually implementing on ground and committing people that yes, they own the implementation process, they own the policy, and that will take the country forward. That is the major challenge which we are facing. I'm sure when you are deliberating, when Dr. Sharma shares with you Northeast region's special issues and special problems, it will go a long way in terms of formulating your new action program after the deliberation on this two-day symposium seminar.
Practically speaking, some of those ideas are very difficult at the level of implementation. And maybe that some of those great ideas may not be implemented at all in next 50 years. Some of these, however, may be carried forward. So, it is in this context that this symposia assumes importance. That what are the ideas, first of all, in the policy document? Let us deconstruct those ideas. Let us construct few ideas and then go forward. Because sometimes I feel, if I look at the higher education scenario overall, sometimes I feel that there is a situation of panic. Sometimes there is a situation of chaos. We do not understand. Let me tell you, even government and the universities do not understand. What do we mean by multidisciplinarity? How do we have combined general education with science and technology, and what is this one overarching framework where everything has to be integrated, how this integration will take place and so on. Now in the context of teacher education also there are certain propositions, there are certain ideas which have been put forth, and one of the most important ideas is that of a multidisciplinarity, and there are excellent resource persons, experts who will deal with, and you have also your great ideas because you are the people who are in the field. You know the reality, what are the ideas which can be put in terms of practice, and there are very difficult issues with respect to putting in practice at the level of implementation. Therefore, my first suggestion is that please don't be in a hurry. A situation of hurriedness has been created, but please do not be in a hurry. Wait, watch what other universities are doing, what other teacher education institutions are doing, what is the idea that you can carry forward, and then prepare some sort of program of action. And this NEP has already put forward one way to move forward, that is the institutional development plan.